Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for hopping on and joining me as we kickstart our November 20th team call. Can you guys believe it's November 20th? I feel like as the year goes on, so yeah, it's flying by here for me. So I think all of us, like when we go through these phases of business and working towards our goals and things like that, different things come our way, right? And we need to be open to those different things. And for me, I know if I look at myself in the last 5 years in terms of being a coach, being a leader, being on this journey, so much of it has been personal for me. The growth has been personal. And now I've realized more and more that I need to focus more on, for my growth, the business component of it. And so I've been watching a ton of like trainings and videos just on planning out like even a month. And I'm good at having a calendar and I follow the calendar and all of that. But planning out a month so that it's effective, but also on how to like score myself. We always used the word reflect when I did my teaching degree. So like we would reflect on the previous month to set goals for the next month and those sorts of things. And one of the videos that I came across or trainings that I came across was about effective social media planning. And so I thought this was a really good topic, especially as we're getting to, the end of the year and going into American Thanksgiving. And then just people are going to get busier and busier and busier as the year goes on. And then all of a sudden we're in this situation of, I don't even know what to post anymore on my social media. And so I did put together, I didn't do slides, I did a Google Doc because I really wanted today to, if people have ideas, to also add to this. And then I can add to the document and then put the document in the team group and you can literally copy and paste it and do your own kind of scheduling system for the remainder of November and then going into December in terms of Instagram, well, just social media planning. I do all of my planning for my Instagram, like based around my Instagram. And then from there, we'll like branch out, whether it's a blog, whether it's Facebook, whether it's right. But Instagram tends to be where I like focus my idea, the theme. So I will share the document that I have. And then I mentioned to Christina, and I know she put it in the group, that it is a kind of a working call today. So I do have this first part here. So more and more with this business, learning that if we want massive results, we have to treat it like a business and not just something we can wing it. Having a social media plan will help with this because we're being intentional. So we have a plan and not just flying by the seat of our pants. We're being balanced. So we're creating a good mix of content. And I know for a lot of new coaches that join our team, they always have this idea for some reason that they need to create a new Instagram. And I always say, don't do it. Like, unless you have, a specific reason for doing a new Instagram. Like I have a couple of coaches that had to do it, but the reason is you don't want to just be barfing fitness on people. They're going to quickly leave. They can go to a fitness model page like Christina was talking about. They can go at somewhere else. They want life. They want to know that you're a real human being. They want to know what makes you tick. They want to know the days that you're on fire and the days that you struggle, what you do to get through. Like, they want to know who you are. And so having a balance of content is really, really, really important. And the other thing with this is that then you also have an idea, okay, so I didn't just post like 4 selfies and then I've got like 2 random food pictures in there and then I've got, right? So you have some sort of a theme in terms of what you're sharing on your social media. And number 3, being consistent. So actually plan the times that you're posting, and in order to create growth, we have to have a plan in place. So this is not just about planning photos in a row and more about planning the captions and then the purpose of the content we are recreating. So if you imagine planning your Instagram posts, and therefore any other platform you use, as a magazine grid, if you're flipping through a magazine, you're going to see long essays, you're going to see short, helpful tidbits, you're going to see a variety of different photos. And you want to have a variety of captions to keep interesting and dynamic for followers. I personally find the shorter the caption, the more engagement that I get. And then if you do a short caption, the shorter captions, and then have one longer one here and there, then people will actually read the longer one if you're not constantly just like these long essays, right? So therefore, start with the captions and create images that fit with your brand. So here is an example of a content matrix. And I put in 3 themes. 2 of the themes I think are really kind of standard for our team. So the first one is theme 1 is fitness and nutrition tips. Theme 2 is entrepreneur life. And then theme 3, so this is where, like, when you guys get this document, I would encourage you to make the third theme something specific to you. All right, so mine is definitely my journey to freedom. I got to, for the first time yesterday, post a smoochy picture with Clarissa, like I'm literally just kissing her cheek, on Instagram, and it's taken 6.5 years to be able to do that, right? So that's part of my journey to freedom. You know, finding my own self-worth. And that's very specific to me and my story because of, you know, my history and you know, what I've been through in my life. It's going to be very different for you. So this one will be hard to fill out today as a team, because I think this third column is really, really, really specific to your journey and is what makes you unique and you who you are. So with each theme, so we can take the first theme and the second theme. So we've got fitness and nutrition tips, we've got entrepreneur life, and then you've got 3 different kind of categories. So we've got education, which is actionable and quick, it's short, it gives them information to help. So 3 tips on how to meal prep, right there. 5 steps for creating a healthy meal. And I just started them so that we can kind of add to them. So fitness and nutrition, inspiration. So it's not necessarily a step-by-step, but will inspire others to follow. So that had nothing to do with that. And then vulnerability or story, opening up about sharing with your audience. It can be hard, but it's also super effective. So if I'm thinking of something like inspiration, not necessarily a step-by-step, but will inspire others to follow. Yeah. One thing that comes to mind when it comes to fitness and nutrition is like those people that have to, like I saw Floss was on, and I think like she wrote that she was getting up at 4 a.m. to do Body Beast. Like that's super inspiring. Not many people have the drive, I would say, or the discipline to get up at 4 a.m. for a workout. And it might not work for everyone, right? It might not work. You might be someone that you can actually come home and work out right after work, and that's totally awesome too. But for her, that's what works. And I think it's really, really inspiring to other people that have a full schedule and might want to, you know, so inspiration could be like very early morning workout session because of being so disciplined. Vulnerability stories. So this might be something where, you know, something along like, here, I can use Clarissa as an example here. So it took her a few years as a coach to share that she had struggled with eating disorders for the majority of her life, right? So that's opening up about her story and how this has helped so much because she now knows how to fuel her body. She now knows how to eat wherever she is in the world and isn't on that yo-yo anymore. And doesn't have to like go into a trip going, oh, I know I'm going to gain 15 pounds on this trip, so I might as well go on a diet, crash diet before I leave in order to, right? So that's something about that's very vulnerable and is scary, but it also helps the audience with that. So what I was hoping that we could do is like go through and everyone can add to it. So especially theme 1 and theme 2. And then literally what you're going to do is I've got, obviously we're on Wednesday. So, and you can just take them and copy and paste into, I've got November and then I've got December set up, into the calendars, the different topics. And you don't have to, we're not going to get to the copy paste part now, but then you can work in your theme 3 into the calendar as well, so that you have something planned for the rest of the year. I will be honest, I don't often post on Friday. And if I post on Saturday, it's usually first thing in the morning. If I post any later on a Saturday, it doesn't get any engagement because people are off enjoying their days, right? So you need to think about that. So when I look at a Friday or Saturday, if I know ahead of time, okay, I'm going to post this on a Saturday morning at like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, so that people, before their afternoon, evening events come up, they're going to see it. Otherwise, it's kind of a wasted post. Sundays are fair game, but I'm pretty consistent Sunday through Thursday. Fridays never, I don't usually post anything, and Saturday, I mean, I post in my stories, but not on my feed. And Saturday is very much only if I have something first thing in the morning. So, you guys can come off, and I know that, and unmute yourselves, and we can add to the theme 1, theme 2, just so that the team has this document, and I'll put it up right away in the group after. If you guys have any ideas on theme 1, theme 2, like fitness, nutrition tips, so education, inspiration, vulnerability, and share anything you want to that fits in with these. So I can put in like, so sharing about struggling with eating disorders. Yes. Helps so much with that, right? Because maybe you do know someone that's like that as well. Or you share about a coach on my team, you know, struggled so much with eating disorders, right? You don't have to have lived that thing in order to share about it. So does anyone want to add anything to it? Some ideas that come to mind?
I think one thing for sure that maybe we can all relate on too is like struggling through the holidays. So struggling with nutrition through the holidays, maybe the first one, and giving like 3 tips on how to set themselves up for a healthy holiday. So like bring a bottle of water with you, plan a day to meal prep, and find some healthy recipes or something like that.
Healthy through the holidays.
And just on that note, I'm going to I made a Empower Squad holiday nutrition guide last year, so I'll be putting that in tea. Obviously yourselves, but also to give to people as
Okay, sounds awesome. Marlene, did you have something you wanted to share?
Oh, I didn't realize I put myself off of mute. Okay, so just to make sure we're adding to this idea metrics, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was just going to do theme 1 and theme 2, and then literally what you, so for example, what Christina just shared about like 3 tips on setting up for, you literally just copy it from here, and I'm going to put it on, it'd be a great one for a Sunday. So I'm going to paste it into my matrix for this Sunday. I'm going to give 3 tips on setting up for healthy for the holidays. Did you have one? Ross looks all curled up there. I mean, I can go through education, entrepreneur life. Lost on or with the laundry, because I know that that's a big one. Like having the tasks at home, right? It's easy. Some people find it easy to go to like a Starbucks or something like that to work, because then they're not pulled into like the chores of home when you need to actually be getting things done at home, right?
I think too, for like the inspiration for entrepreneurial life, you could talk about like the sacrifices too. So like you get up early to work your business because it's important to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody likes getting up that early.
Yeah.
And why?
I think on that one too, which kind of goes with what you're just saying with the coffee shop, is like you can share, like, I have the freedom to work at the holiday Starbucks right now and listen to Christmas music and sip on my let's say peppermint mocha Shakeology. It's just Starbucks, but like the freedom to work in coffee shops, the freedom to enjoy the holidays, but still be able to work on your cell phone along the way.
Right.
I'm going to piggyback on that. And what Sarah was saying about like the holidays, we're down to the last like 40 days of the year or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can say
We lost you.
Marlene, you muted yourself.
She muted herself and her video went.
how about now?
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay. So you guys just got my juices flowing because I literally just hung up on a regular work life meeting. I'm talking to you guys and doing a training on my lunch while I'm at the nail shop with my mom. Like I'm doing 4 things at once.
Right. So that would fit into like inspiration, right?
Yes. So like, don't overthink it because you're already doing these life things and just showing them how they're already doing it instead of like adding on to it. Just, you guys are already doing it, guys. We could all do it. I don't know how to phrase that up.
So on after work meeting, while on a team call, etc. That might not make. I'll try and like
The
add
book
to.
that Christina and I are both reading. And basically it's all about like, if you want it bad enough, you'll find the time or make the time. And I know we hear that a lot, but like we're both reading that book, Everything is Figure Outable. We didn't know that we were both reading it. But it literally, like, there's a whole little like chapter about that, about like making the time and finding the pockets, and that people can find an extra 2 hours a day and they don't even realize it.
Right. So where would you put that one? Like in education, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to reference the book. Everything is figure outable, where we have the time. We just have to really want it.
And I think with that too, short-term pain equals long-term gain. And even if like most of you guys are in the part of your business where like you are in the beginning, which is when you need to make sacrifices, you need to put in that hard hustle, but you can still talk about the vision of why. Like, why the heck are you working so hard on your business? So that next year at Christmas you have, you know, a bonus to put towards presents? Is it because you're going towards the Success Club trip? Is it because by next year you want to go part-time on your job? So don't ever be afraid to share that you're working hard. And that's something I'm trying to share a little bit more on my social media. Is like, even though they see me on social media, my following, they don't see me behind the scenes grinding and hustling. So don't be afraid to share how hard you're working, because that's what's going to attract other people, but then also share the vision of why you're doing that, why you're working so hard. I totally wanted to touch on something Marlene said too. And I think this would go under my journey to freedom under maybe inspiration.
Okay.
And that is like, maybe you get your holiday nails done and they were $50 and your first paycheck was $50. Use that as like an inspiring post, like getting my holiday nails done and I was able to pay for it with my first Beachbody paycheck or my first Empower Squad paycheck or whatever you want to call it. My first paycheck, I paid for Pampers, diapers, and groceries. And that was huge for my family. So share about the little tiny things that you're accomplishing with your business as well. Like, just like Marlene was saying.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think the little things are actually more relatable to everyone, right? The tank of gas, the paying for your nails, that sort of stuff is way more relatable than like, you know, that gave me the idea because we use a lot of our Beachbody income to go traveling. Like that's what we use it for. We don't necessarily use it for like a tank of gas and groceries because I'm still working, right? So it's, but to have the freedom and the choice to be able to do that is really freaking awesome, you know? So that's definitely something like, if that's a priority, it's the things that you want in your own life, the vision that you want. Not everyone wants to travel, but maybe you want to have the pretty nails or the tank of gas or the extra money towards Christmas presents for, you know, people that you care about and things like that. Very cool.
And like on that note, just because I'm so Christmas crazy, is even giving back to others. Like last year, I was able to. Me and Kennedy went to the dollar store and we spent $100 on mittens for a women's shelter. Like that's obviously a bit extreme, but maybe paying it forward and being like, I'm gonna buy someone coffee in the lineup, and more just showing the good vibes and your positive mindset and giving to others and kind of paying that forward. I don't know where that would fall.
I'm gonna
Just
put,
being a good
well, I'm gonna
human.
put under vulnerability and story because that's obviously something that you're really passionate about, and you wanting to teach Kennedy the importance of giving to people in need because right. So and giving back to her community. So I think I'm just going to reference like your example of giving mittens to a women's shelter. Because you are, in that sense, you are opening up about something that's really, really important to you, that's important that you share with your daughter so that she grows up knowing that not everyone has the ability to just open the closet and there's like five sets of mittens that they can, put on and they're cold and, right? Sorry, Floss, I just saw that. I don't know. Sometimes I get a message on my thing that says my internet is unstable, but I don't really know why. So.
I was gonna say too, like how we got started story under vulnerability for Beachbody, like what attracted us. But I'll give a live example. So like right now I'm pregnant and I have been sharing about having gestational diabetes and how I'm using fitness and nutrition for that. So about like why this time is different than my daughter when I had it, because I have been healthier in between. And I've had so many people reach out to me because now that I'm pregnant, I have more pregnant followers, and they're asking about it because they have gestational diabetes, because I started tagging that. So I think like wherever you are in your life, because it'll change a lot the longer you're in this business, sharing like the struggles or the things that you're going through and how you're using the community or using the fitness or using just the time or your money from your income, like all these three different things could be helpful for other people and good content as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Highlight community. I can relate on that on so many levels. And I think most of you guys, if you really think about it, like the community is probably one of the top reasons you're here. So if that's staying motivated with your fitness goals, if that's, just showing up to the positivity, to having a friend that you can reach out to, like Sarah, I'm like, I'm pregnant and I can't work out. She's like, me too. And it's like someone you can relate to on a daily basis or whatever. And so there's so many branches that can just fall off community.
Absolutely. And I think that that's so cool that you brought up that point about like you and Sarah kind of leaning on each other at this point, because I created like a small little chat for the few people I know that are doing 6 weeks of the work. And it's like my favorite thing every day to check in with them, because we're all on different, we're not in the same days or anything like that, but we're all loving the challenge of that because we're in that phase right now, right? And you guys have that little community as well. But then we also have this like, everyone, you look at the health and fitness club and like people posting about all the different workouts that they're doing, and then when Bar comes in and it's so inspiring and it's so easy to, I've often told our coaches that I will go in the app or I will go in the Health and Fit Club. That's the first place I go when I'm feeling like a little bit off and I need some inspiration. I just go there because it's so freaking awesome to see other people taking care of themselves and showing up and sharing and building each other up. So I love the community of it as well. And I would think that many people have like an experience with this as well, where, if you're someone who has struggled on a weight loss journey, or someone who has tried other programs or things like that and know that accountability is such a key piece of it, that I think that's a very like vulnerable story to share as well. So showing up to the positivity of our amazing outwarding self.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people get results because of the community. I know that was my like secret thing, but I think that a lot of people get interested in the coaching side even for the community as well. And even as a customer, because I was just thinking of this morning. Marlene's coach, Juliet, she technically isn't a coach anymore. She quit, but she's still a customer and she's still showing up. And she did a post yesterday in the Fit Club saying that she went to the grocery store to make Christina's nachos or something and was proud of herself for not buying other stuff. And that just shows, that's another proof of like the community. And she's not even posting that because she's a coach. She's posting that because she's in our community and loves the support.
Love the support. Yeah, I actually saw that post and I was like, oh, that's so awesome. The example of not buying the crap at the grocery.
And on that note, just everyone keep in mind, like, that's your community. Like, that is, Empower Squad is your team. This is your family and your community. So you can talk about the Fit Club as if it's part of you as well, like on your social media. And obviously the team as well with the Fit Club.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're a fit fam.
Absolutely. Any other ideas out there? And I will add to this for sure before I put it into the group. I just thought it would be really cool to have like more of the team's ideas, because then you guys can literally just copy and paste.
I think one thing, I think I just saw you post about this tomorrow, actually. I'm trying to think who it was, but talking about how like you're not waiting until January 1st for the New Year's resolution. And you're starting now and you're working out now and not waiting for that tomorrow.
I would say a big education thing here is about how New Year's resolutions don't work. And the reason for that is like, it's very similar to that pie team call I did where, you know, you have the different areas of your life. And like you've mentioned with Tony Robbins, and when you try to take on every single component in every single area of your life, you just set yourself up for failure, right? So that's why they don't work. So let's go into 2020 feeling amazing. And I always put feeling amazing together because it's so much about doing it together and not just one person doing it on their own. One of the things here that I've been talking about a lot lately in my journey to freedom is why it's so important to create discipline. So I talked about yesterday in an IGTV video just saying like, I'm not motivated, I'm disciplined. And there's a huge difference between being motivated and being disciplined. I think it was Zig Ziglar who said the thing like motivation, what does he say about it? That's why it's like showering. That's why we recommend it daily or something like that. I think talking about the discipline and how, for me, I talk about the discipline because when I'm struggling with anxiety or struggling with something that I'm working through or some sort of nasty voice in my head, it's easy to get stuck in a bad path. But when you're disciplined and you're feeling good, and that means like strong, energetic, you know, things like that, then it's easier for me to fight off the nasty voice. It's easier for me to walk away from the sweets. It's easier for me to say no to the glass of wine. It's easier for me to stay focused on my goals and my vision because I've remained so disciplined. So, so I think teaching people about like just how to create that discipline and that is really important too. So that could be an education post in the, you know, being disciplined versus motivated. Right? Anyone
And
else?
I do want to add, I always want to add things because you guys are so inspiring, but like, you guys are all making a choice that at the end of November, when it's the holidays and it's busy and it's cold outside and there's lots going on and so many people, and there's so much temptation, you guys are the ones that are making the choice to be here or watch the recording. And it's a choice that you're making, and that's discipline. And that is like so huge. If you can do that now, then when the sun is shining and when fitness is everywhere, you're going to be crushing it. So like give yourself props too, that you are the ones that are showing up right now. I have a couple ideas of things to post. I don't know where this would fall, but definitely like don't forget, guys, our huge promo this month where we have $20 off of most challenge packs, and it's also Black Friday and Cyber Monday this weekend. So if you're thinking about doing like any form of boot camp post on, oh, Sarah, do you want to correct me?
It's next weekend.
Oh, it's next weekend. Oh, I thought I was seeing. Well, then you can prep yourself for next weekend. See, I'm so Canadian. Like we're not the same as American stuff. But you know, like prepare yourself going into the end of the month that you can do like maybe a boot camp post next week where you're looking for people. I'll actually be putting up our December Insta story examples this week as well. I think I'll have them on Monday, so you can put that out. You can do a little promo with the $20 off. Something I'm personally doing is I'll be sending that freebie Christmas healthy holiday guide, and I'm also going to be hosting a free Self-Love and Squats group holiday edition. And the reason I'm just like giving so many freebies is to build those connections so that on January 1st, all these people come back to me and they're like, I actually want to do this, and you know, start their New Year's resolutions. So provide freebies.
Yeah, I just provide the freebie holiday hat guide. Host a free group. I think that's all in education.
Yeah.
Marlene added highlighting boot campers and coaches to show people who are watching that this is for everyone, real people doing real things. So I put that in inspiration for the fitness and nutrition tips for sure. Yeah. So it says I have 5 minutes left. I don't have the paid version of Zoom. And,
I was just going to say, I think to Marlene's point, it also helps, like, you don't have to necessarily do it in a post, but you can talk in your stories about like people that you see in the fit club and like things that they're sharing. Like, oh my God, you guys, this girl in my challenge group this month, she just shared that she was able to do XYZ. Like, it doesn't matter that that person is not your personal customer. That's what Christina was saying a little bit earlier, is this is our team group. So this is still your fit club. So you can talk about it as if it's your fit club too. And to tie in Marlene's point, sharing the non-scale victories, sharing the people from different walks of life to show that it's different. Because everybody, to Tamara's earlier point, everybody can go to like some super fit, chiseled, abbed page and see someone do a workout and look hot all the time, but showing like the average mom who has 4 kids and works full time and does it while her kids are sitting next to her could inspire somebody else.
absolutely. Let's see, that one fits here. So I will definitely add to this. It's saying that we only have 4 minutes left. So if you have anything, but I would really like to take a picture. Can I do stop share?
Let's take a picture. I'm just going to tell you one quick thing that I do around this time of year. I know Sarah does it too, and I'm sure Tamara, you do it too. But I really highlight when I'm talking to new coach potentials. So we'll be doing another team-wide sneak peek next month. I really let them know, like, we're putting in together the people in the Power Squad to hit the ground running in 2020. So like I let them know that we are about to hit the high in the fitness industry, and you want to get through the new coach training by January 1st. And that helps people see, like, Tamara and Clarissa signed up in December with me 4 years ago. So like, don't feel like you can't find people in December. Talk about, you know, what's happening 30 days from now. And even my sister's contemplating becoming a coach, and I'm like, you want to do it now? You want to do it before the fitness high and all that stuff. And keep in mind, Sarah and I always talk about this, if you are in Success Club and at Emerald Coach in December, you're going to get a ton of leads also in January. So lots of reasons to hustle right now.
Absolutely. I think now is the most important time to hustle. Okay, so Samantha, I just added your stuff as well. All right. And then Christina's, I will add to these again, like clarify, because I know right now I just have like some point form stuff. So I'm going to stop the share so that we can actually take a picture. Right? I don't know if Carol's coming up. There she is. Look at all those beautiful faces. We got new, yes. Are they coming out December 3rd, the beach bars?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure December 3rd. Was it out and
First
something?
week of December. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
I've got it on
excited.
my calendar for the 3rd.
December 3rd is a Tuesday, so I don't know if it would be a Tuesday, but it could be.
That might be a UK launch.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. I will get this up in the team group, the recording and the document ASAP, so that you guys can all put together your calendar so that you have an idea of what to post for the next, what is it, 40 days, right? Okay. Bye. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you.